Well, it looks like KDH has another target. He's going after Josh Scott from JHS pedals. And why is everybody dunking on Joe Satriani? And what is the best overdrive pedal, in my opinion anyways, for the Mesa Badlander? And what did I really think of the Friedman IRX? All that and more in today's Riffs and Responses. Let's get started. Hey guys, thanks for joining me for today's video. I really appreciate you hanging out with me for a few minutes here. I love doing these, I really do. They're a lot of work, but they're also a lot of fun. And if this is your first time watching one of these videos, the Riffs and Responses videos, basically what I do is I read and respond to comments and questions. I also cover some topics, you know, some music industry topics or YouTube topics or whatever on here as well. And I typically will grab a piece of gear, do some demonstrations with it based on some of the comments that I get. And instead of just answering the question, I'll actually do a demonstration as well. So that's pretty much what I do here. And I'm trying to expand this into more stuff, you know, so it's a little more entertaining and informative for you guys. So hopefully you guys like the way I'm changing and shaping the show as I go. If you are, please leave a comment below, and also tell me what other topics you want me to cover in these types of episodes. I'd be happy to make that happen for you if I can. Anyways, let's start with the first comment now. This is on my best overdrive pedals for the Mesa Badlander. Now, I did this video a while back, and I did it before I got a certain pedal that I'm going to discuss with you in a second here. So the comment I'm going to respond to here is from Dudes Brews Guitars Reviews. He said, "Mud Killer made that Badlander sound pissed off." And I responded to him in the comment, but I'm also going to respond to him in this video. So I'm glad you enjoyed the video, and I'm glad you liked how the Badlander sounded with the Mud Killer. But I have, as I said in my comment, I have a better option for you. And I know a lot of you people are already, you know, guessing what I'm going to say. It's the freaking Oddbox by Warm Audio. This pedal has changed a lot of things for me. This is such a great pedal. I reviewed this a while back, and I've used it with different amplifiers and found it to be definitely one of my favorites because I love the feel and response that it adds to the amplifiers when I use it, but I also love the fact that it doesn't really change the voicing of the amp very much at all. It gets a little more aggressive if you want it to, if you crank the tone knob, but if you want to maintain the 100% of the tone of the amplifier, just leave your tone knob in the middle, and it remains pretty much the same, except it gets beefier. It just adds or allows more of that really nice low-end thickness and fullness to the amplifier, and it really has a great feel to it as well. Love this freaking pedal, and I think that this pedal works best with sculpted amplifiers, and the most sculpted amp I've ever played is the Badlander. I mean, man, they basically took a dual rec and sent it in for a facelift, and it was like the doctor pulled the skin on the face and stuck his foot on the back of the person's head and just yanked the skin all the way back and, you know, put a railroad spike in the back. It's like, it's as tight and as like pulled back and nip tucked as you could possibly get. And that's what they did with this amplifier. And I think it's a little overly sculpted in some ways, but it does sound really good. And if you hit it with a boost and cut some more low end out, you're like, man, it's more aggressive, but I'm missing that really nice fullness that the amp needs. And I'm telling you, the Oddbox really works great with the amplifier. In fact, the pedal's off now, and I'll go ahead and play a couple riffs for you with the pedal off, and then I'll gauge it, and you'll hear how thunderous the amp becomes, but you won't hear much of a difference in the tone, but the feel is just amazing. I mean, it just sounds incredible. I mean, it's really full and fat sounding, and the feel just got so much better. So I'm going to switch to the Mud Killer, And I'll switch from that to the odd box. When you see me reach down, that's when I'm switching them. And you'll hear the difference. So with the Mud Killer, it sounds aggressive and pissed off like we like it, but it's a little empty sounding, you know? And you'll hear the difference when I switch back to the odd box. Huge freaking difference. So if you're looking for a really good pedal to boost an amp such as the Badlander or any other really sculpted modern amplifier, I think your #1 choice to consider at least is the Oddbox by Warm Audio. Amazing pedal. In fact, I've actually done a video about the Badlander, and I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to be an amp that I'm going to keep or not. I love the amp, it's really good, but I only have so much space here, and I really want to fill the shelves with amps that are just like no-brainer awesome amplifiers. And in my opinion, this Oddbox could possibly save you from selling a Badlander and make you want to keep it. It really could make the difference, you know. So if you haven't considered trying one of those with a Badlander or any other very heavily sculpted amplifier, I suggest that you do. You're going to really like how it sounds and how it feels. There's a noticeable difference, and it's not subtle, and it just sounds phenomenal, you know. So here are the settings. I set up the camera, I might as well use it, right? So here are the settings. I'm using the bottom channel here in crush mode, or what is it, crush? Yeah, crush mode. And so here are the settings, and yes, I have the gain cranked all the way up, and if you're familiar with this amplifier, it doesn't have a lot of gain, so you can use all of it, you know. So, but yeah, that's basically how I have it set up, and it works really well with those settings. So try those settings with the Oddbox, and the settings on the Oddbox are, I'm in UK mode, which gives it a little more push, a little more balls. Let's see, what is it? Volume all the way up, drive all the way down, tone at like 2 o'clock, and it just really makes the amplifier wake up and sound and feel amazing. So give that a try. All right, this next comment is from David Joel 111, and this is on my Riffs and Responses 14 UA Lion demo. And basically he says, I love how these UA pedals sound, but I find they're way too expensive. For the same price you can get a Tonex and have access to many more amps. Thanks for commenting. And you know what, I kind of agree with you. I think the UA pedals are great. Don't get me wrong, I really like them. I think they do a great job. They're a great company and they make really high quality things, but some people just want that one thing. They're just like, oh, it's got that one tone or that one amp sim that I'm looking for, and I'm good. I don't need all this other stuff. Some people like a more basic approach. They don't like option paralysis, and I totally respect that. But there's other people like myself, and I guess David as well, where we want a little more variety. We don't want to be stuck with like one thing, you know, because we always have FOMO, right? We're always like, I wonder if I could get this, or you know, the fear of missing out. So with the Tonex pedal, and if you get good captures, I do sell those, by the way. I know, shameless plug, right? But if you get good captures in that, you can have a pretty good variety of things, and the Tonex pedal is great for that. And you know, I agree with them. I really do. I think that for the price, you can get a Tonex pedal and have pretty much anything you want. A small caveat to that is basically this. The Tonex pedal is only as good as the captures that are in it. So make sure you're getting good captures, and as long as you get good ones, I think you're going to like the pedal a lot. And like I said, I do a lot of high gain captures. I do cleans for it as well. And the captures that I do for it so far have come out really good. I mean, I dial in the amps to sound as brutal as they can, and I capture it with a pedal, and they really do sound and feel great. So so if you're a Tonex owner and you're looking for some brutal captures or some really nice cleans, check out my website and download some for yourself, and I really think you're going to like them a lot. Okay, this next comment is from James Floral THGC. He says, just got the Mach 6 FRS. I remembered how good this demo you did was. Phenomenal guitar and demo. This is on my Schecter Banshee Mach 7 Lundgren M7 humbucker guitar demo, whatever thingy I did. And I have to say, I really do like that guitar. I did get a Schecter, which one was that? I can't remember. The C7 Elite, and it had the Fishmans in it. Oh my God, those are the worst pickups I've ever played in my life. The Fishman Fluence. I mean, talk about taking a dump and putting it in the pickup section of your guitar and then calling it a pickup. I hate those pickups so much. Sterile, cold, half-cocked wah sounding, freaking putrid garbage. And I just returned it because I just couldn't get past those pickups. So, but I liked the guitar. It was a really affordable guitar, and it felt great to play. I loved the options on it and stuff. And then I noticed that they had the Mach 7, and it had the Lundgren, but it also had the Sustainiac in it, and I bought that instead. I exchanged the other one for that. And man, that guitar is a forever guitar for me. Amazing, freaking! I love the Lundgren pickups in it, and I also really enjoy the Sustainiac. It's a lot of fun to play and write solos with and stuff. And you know, I actually recorded one of my songs, Hoverboard Blues, on my album with that pickup, and it's just amazing. It's just so much fun to get creative with that. So, so yeah, I'm glad you liked the demo. And if you ask me, if you know, people come to me like, what kind of guitar should I get? You know, I only got, you know, $1,500 or whatever. I'll send you right to the Schecter Mach 6, Mach 7, whichever one you like, and just check out those pickups. They're amazing. And it's a great guitar for the money. I mean, there's a lot of quality and value for the money in that guitar. So I highly recommend that if you're on a budget, or even if you're not. I mean, I'm not on a budget sometimes, and I'm just looking for something that's awesome for a great deal. And that guitar is really, really good for the price. And like I said, the freaking Sustainiac's a lot of fun. All right, beat that horse to death. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this next comment is from Sacred Danger Moose 5. He says, I was going to buy a Savage Mark II, and then this beast came out. I can't decide now. Now, this is a comment that was made on my Engel SE Founders Edition demo. And I can tell you right now, if I had to choose between the Savage Mark II and the Founders Edition, it would be a pretty easy choice for the Founders Edition. Not that I don't like the Savage Mark II. I love this amplifier. It's amazing. But the Founders Edition just had more usable channels on it than the Savage does. With the Savage, I love channel 1. Channel 4 is a great high gain channel. The other two, I could take them or leave them. Channel 3 is kind of a quirky channel that I could use every once in a while for certain things, but Channel 2 just didn't have the balls I need for like a really good, thunderous, amazing, you know, rhythm channel. It's good, but I think it could be better. And the SE Founders Edition solved all those issues for me, and that amp is just fire. It's amazing. So if you watch this video, just, you know, if you wanted some advice, I can give it to you in the video here. Get the Founders Edition. I think you'll love it. It's a great amplifier. All right, this next comment is from Matthew Werrell 9824, and this is on my Freeman IRX First Impressions and Dial-In demo. I did about a month or two back, and he says, great demo. I bought this specifically from your review. Oh, awesome, man. I'm glad that you liked the demo, and I'm glad that you picked up what I think is one of the best amp-in-a-box pedals out there. And like I said in that video, I mean, that's an amp-in-a-box pedal I can get behind because I like the way Dave set that up, dialed it in. The features all made sense. It was not gimmicky. It was just a really good pedal that sounded amazing, and I just think it was well done. There's no wasted real estate on it. It just all made sense. So if you haven't checked one of those out, I suggest that you do if you're looking for a really good sounding amp-in-a-box type unit. And just to refresh some of your memories, here is the intro song that I did for that demo, and I think it came out really good, and it was a lot of fun doing that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that intro song. That was a lot of fun to play, and that pedal just sounded amazing. So, and like I said, the feel was really good on it as well. So if you love the Friedman tone, but you don't want to pay that huge Friedman price on some of his amplifiers, this is a really good alternative for you. It's affordable, sounds great, and it's extremely portable. All right, so this next comment is from Victoria V. And Victoria says, I think you already provide a great service to rock metal guitar players by merely testing the different amps the market has to offer. That alone makes a visit to your channel worthwhile. In parentheses, you should get paid for it. I agree. Thank you. And then Victoria says, nonetheless, for the sake of argument and mutually healthy relationship, I will say that at times your commentary and or some of your actions seem kind of rehearsed and so insincere. For instance, the Keep It or Sell It videos. It seems as if you are doing each one of them for the very first time, or playing well-known riffs inaccurately on purpose. Enter Sandman, etc. Perhaps you're not doing it on purpose, but since it is so well known, it might give people the impression that it is being done on purpose. To do things on purpose just to provoke a certain reaction, on the other hand, is certainly kind of insincere, not necessarily a bad thing, but still. Well, thanks for commenting. It's kind of funny. It's funny how it all started out all nice and then it took a dark turn. That's okay. You know, I love comments because it helps me get a perspective on how people view me, and maybe I'm not presenting myself in a way that is obvious enough what my intentions are with things. So let me explain myself now for people who are wondering, maybe 3 of you. So when I do the videos like Keep It or Sell It, I'm literally deciding if I'm going to keep the amp or sell it. And I'm not pretending to play the amp for the first time. I mean, everybody that watches my channel knows that I've had these amps for, some of them, years. But after a while, our tastes change and we run into different amps, and, you know, we kind of like, man, I only got so much room. Maybe I should get rid of this one to make room for that one or whatever. And I'm literally just going through that. And I figured, you know what, why not make an episode out of it? Maybe there's some people out there who are going through the same thing, and maybe this will help them as well. And sometimes I'm asking you guys for your help because I can't make up my damn mind. And it's nice to hear your perspectives on things as well. So I literally do those in a genuine way, and I have sold some amps that I had on the episode, and some of them I've decided to keep as well. This one I'm still on the fence with, the Badlander, because like I showed earlier, the Oddbox really helps this amp out a lot. So I'm still, on the fence with it. But, so those are genuine episodes. And again, I'm not pretending to play them for the first time, because that would be stupid. I mean, everybody knows I've had these amps for years. That would be kind of foolish of me to expect you guys to, fall for that crap. So I'm just making that decision for the first time. Like, should I really keep this, Regarding me playing the riffs wrong, I mean, honestly, there's times I actually play them wrong, but I think I'm playing them right. Or I'm in a hurry to get the episode done, and I'm not trying to, this isn't, Ben Eller here, trying to teach you how to play things. I mean, I'm just playing riffs to demo stuff with, and, if I get it wrong, whatever, I don't really care. I'm not here trying to be accurate with my riffs. There's my doorbell thingy. But I'm just here trying to be accurate with my, dialing in of amps or whatnot. And I'm trying to play some familiar stuff for you guys so you have something familiar to listen to things with. But it's mainly just, if I play it wrong, I play it wrong. If I play it right, I play it right. I'm not trying to be super accurate with my riffs on the channel. I mean, like I said, I'm not Ben Eller trying to teach you how to play riffs, If that was the case, that would be different. Now, sometimes I play them wrong on purpose because some riffs actually get copyrighted striked on the show. You don't get copyright strike, but they'll demonetize you. So I'm just trying to maneuver my way through all that stuff, and sometimes it's a guess. If it's a real popular riff, I'll like, I better play that a little wrong. So you never know if I'm playing it right or wrong on purpose, but I know. And at the end of the day, who gives a crap? I mean, you're just here to listen to the gear that I'm demoing and my doorbell ring thingy as people drive by, and make decisions on gear. So I hope that helps people out. And regarding the whole disingenuous or insincere thing, I mean, I'm sincere to a fault on this channel, to be honest with you, because I want you guys to come here for information that's based on facts and truth, and I'm not hiding anything from anybody. I'm not trying to spin anything. You know, all I'm trying to do is just give you my honest opinions about things. And I'm so sincere about my opinions on things. Sometimes it gets people angry with me, and some people get butthurt about things that I say about amplifiers or whatnot because of that whole, you know, hive mind cultist mentality that's out there, you know, of certain guitar players. They just think if they own that amp, it has to be the best, and anybody that says otherwise is a douchebag or is a moron or whatever. I just say what I think. I compare things on here. I tell you what my comparisons are telling me and showing me, and I just share the information with you, and hopefully that helps you make decisions. And because the thing is like, I watch YouTube channels as well, and if I watch a demo and there's no opinions with it, it's kind of like, well, gosh, I kind of want to know what you think based on all the other stuff that you've tried. I mean, I think our opinions matter, especially if we're honest about them, which I am, and I try to keep it real here, you know, and people that watch the show know that. And again, I've kept it so real that I've pissed some people off. And do I care? No, I don't. I'm not responsible for their response to what I'm saying. They are. So if people are going to get butthurt for what I say here, then that's their problem, and I really don't give a shit. My opinions are just that. They're just opinions, and we all have them. We're all entitled to them, and you know, that's just the way the world works. So I hope that clears some of that stuff up. All right, so now let's get to the juicy stuff. So apparently KDH went after Josh Scott from JHS Pedals the other day about a Klon kit that he was selling people. And he was basically just kind of saying, you know, he doesn't think it's all that great of an idea, and maybe Josh Scott is just sending people pedals so that he can save money on assembly fees and just let people assemble it themselves. And he talked about maybe the fact that there might not be a warranty with it, and you know, maybe it was just kind of a gimmicky marketing thing that he did and stuff like that. But you know, I have to 1,000,000,000% respectfully disagree with KDH about this, because the thing is I don't think you know, KDH, if you're watching, I don't think you understand the guitar community as much as I hoped you would. We're a bunch of gear nerds. We're a bunch of tinkerers. I mean, we like to assemble things and solder things and like put pedal boards together. I like it when I snap a string on my guitar, as long as it's not live, so I can, you know, get the old mat out, you know, and get the cradle and light some candles, find a good movie to watch, and put the guitar up there and, you know, restring it, like clean and oil the fretboard, you know, lube up all the freaking, you know, the saddles and the nut and all the crap, you know, and polish the guitar and just do the whole bit, you know. It's freaking fun. It's therapeutic. It's what we like to do. It's all part of being a guitar player, the whole guitar player experience, you know. We like doing this stuff, you know, and there's a lot of guys that I know that love, you know, exchanging pickups, like, oh, let me try these pickups, and they love tearing guitars apart and putting in new pickups and changing things around, and they get to have a part of that. You get to be a little bit of a luthier yourself, a little bit of a builder yourself, and like, yeah, I had a part in that. Like, people talk about your guitars, like, yeah, it's a pretty cool guitar. Yeah, I changed the pickups in that. I rewired it. You know, it's just a sense of pride that we have, you know, and I just think that Josh had a great idea, a fantastic idea of, you know, selling somebody a kit so that when they get it, they have something more to do than just plug it in. They can actually assemble it, and it's simple assembly, but there's things that we just like to do, and it's fun. We had a part in that, and people are like, oh, I see you got a new pedal there. Yeah, I assembled that, you know. There's a bit of a sense of pride and a sense of ourselves that's in that as well, and it's fun. It's fun. It's therapeutic, and I don't think Josh had any kind of ill intent or like, you know, twirling his mustache. I know how to save on labor. I'll make my customers do it. I mean, give me a break, dude. I think it's a brilliant idea. And I hope there's other pedal companies that do that because we like doing that stuff. We're a bunch of grown-ass men that still are children in some ways, and we can't play with Legos anymore, or otherwise our wives and our friends will make fun of us. So these are our Legos now, changing pickups and rewiring our pedal boards and putting together a pedal and being able to play it and see how great it sounds. I mean, it's all fun. And here's something else, KDH, something for you to think about. And again, I say this with respect because you've had some pretty good takes on some things, but this one, I think this is a big swing and a miss, a lot of wind. So there are companies that make models, model airplanes, model cars, model trucks, model whatever, sailboats. And to people who like to assemble things like that, you can put the finished product on a shelf right next to the box of pieces. And people that like to put things together will not buy the assembled thing. They'll buy the box of pieces and enjoy the therapy and the fun and the adventure that's associated with putting it together themselves. There's a sense of accomplishment, a sense of pride with that, and I think it's awesome. And so are those companies that make those models that we like to put together, are they doing the same thing where they're like, yeah, let's just make our customers put it together so we can save on labor? No, they're actually giving us an activity that's fun. And we know that when we buy this stuff, so we actually enjoy this very much, So again, KDH has had some pretty good takes on some things, but that whole call out thing that he's kind of built his channel on, it can be a blessing and a curse because after a while, now you're starting to look for things to like have an issue with. And you're kind of, digging pretty deep on this one anyways. And I just think that Josh Scott did a great service to the guitar community. And I think a lot of people are enjoying the fact that this box showed up on their front porch. And there's more than just, oh, I'm going to plug this in and check it out. There's a fun factor associated with it, like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I got something to do. I'm going to get a beer and a cigar, go out in the garage or go in my shop and put this thing together and enjoy myself for a little bit. And I think it's awesome anytime we get to be taken away from the bullshit that we have to deal with on a daily basis in this world. So I like KDH's channel. He's got some pretty good takes on stuff again, but I just think this one is a big swing and a big miss. And the other topic I want to quickly cover is the Joe Satriani thing, man. There are so many people dunking on that poor guy. I think it was last week. I saw some videos about it, and I guess him and Sammy and Michael and, I can't remember the drummer's name, sorry, were on Howard Stern, and I think it might have been early in the morning or something. They're announcing they're going to go out and do a tour celebrating Van Halen's music when Sammy was in the band. And, I mean, Joe has worked with Sammy many times before with Chickenfoot and other things. So why wouldn't Sammy pick Joe? They already have a relationship, and at a certain age, you get tired of dealing with people's crap, and I totally understand that. It's probably why he picked Joe. And on top of that, he's a Grammy-winning, freaking amazing guitar player. He's taught Steve Vai. He's taught, other guitar players, and he's just amazing. So why wouldn't you pick him? So anyways, I guess Howard asked him, like, are there any of Eddie's riffs that you had trouble with? And Joe, being a humble guy, went up and just started to play the intro to Mean Street. And now it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't perfect either. And, there's probably 100 reasons why Joe didn't nail it that morning, and nobody expected him to. I mean, he was literally saying, yes, this is what I'm having trouble with, and he played it, and he had a little bit of trouble with it. And you know what? It's okay. Not everybody can play each other's stuff, and that's okay, because it'd be a boring world if we could. That means that no one's special anymore. Eddie Van Halen wasn't special if everybody can play his stuff, right? So I just think that it's okay if, even world-renowned guitar players can't play each other's stuff perfectly. It's perfectly fine. Now, here's the thing, a little bit of context. Joe's live on a podcast being watched by, I don't know, tons of people. And who knows how long Joe has actually worked on this stuff. So we don't know how long him and Sammy and Mike and the other, the drummer have been getting together to do this stuff. Maybe they've only had a few sessions, and Joe's just kind of working his way through this, and he's just showing where he's at, showing how difficult some of this stuff is. And the thing is that Intro to Mean Street isn't like a chord progression, like, oh, it's C to D to E to A, and I just have a hard time picking some of those strings the way he did. No, it's all tapping weird harmonic stuff, It's not conventional guitar playing at all. And so it's not like you expect a guy like Joe to just know that stuff. He's got other things that he's working on. That's one of them, obviously, and he's just doing the best that he can. And then all these freaking soy-induced freaking pajama-wearing bedroom guitar players started dunking on him, like, oh, look, I can do it, that's how you do it, Joe. And then they started tagging him and stuff. And the thing is we all know this, okay? All you freaking idiots did this when you probably did 100 takes to make sure you got it right before you uploaded your stupid video, and you did this while your mommy was warming up your Hot Pockets for you, because you got nothing better to do with your life. You probably don't have a job, and it's just disgusting the way some of these people treat icons like Joe Satriani, who's toured the world, done G3, flipped guitar playing on its head when he came out with Surfing with the Alien, taught all kinds of amazing famous guitar players, Kirk Hammett, freaking Steve Vai, a bunch of others. I mean, this guy's amazing. He's like the godfather of freaking amazing guitar playing. He's definitely up there. Top 10 easily. And some, freaking basement dwelling moron is going to do his little tappy thing because that's all he did for a week so he can dunk on him. Meanwhile, Joe's selling out, freaking stadiums, playing national anthem for stadiums, teaching other amazing guitar players, winning Grammys, touring the world, doing G3 stuff, and writing and recording his own awesome stuff, while these guys are just doing one thing in their freaking bedroom, and they think they're like dunking on the guy and showing him how it's done. I mean, give me a break. I just don't understand why some of these people do this crap. I just don't. And the internet can really suck sometimes. And, Joe took it on the chin, and he, made some comments about it afterwards that were pretty kind. And he just said, hey, I'm struggling with this. I mean, the thing is like, not all of us can play each other's stuff, like I said earlier, and he's doing the best he can. And the thing is the tour hasn't started yet. He's still kind of getting warmed up with all this stuff. And you got to admit, Eddie's stuff is very difficult to play. And a lot of it isn't just the solos, but I think Eddie's rhythms are harder to play than some of his solos. I mean, that guy was an amazing rhythm player, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. Everybody gives him credit for the tapping, but his rhythms, I mean, any of you guys out there that haven't tried to learn some Van Halen stuff, I suggest that you do. Go learn Drop Dead Legs. Yeah, go learn that, and call me after you get out of your straitjacket. I mean, that is a crazy song to play. There's a bunch of stuff that's hard to play that Eddie did, and for Joe to take on that, especially to take on touring and performing music from probably the most iconic guitar player that's ever lived, that's a huge, huge undertaking, and I applaud Joe for that. And I hope that they come to Detroit, because if they do, I'll definitely come see that. So I'm sure that Joe will probably find too that if he's going to do the Eddie Van Halen stuff, he needs to back the gain down a bit. And I know that's me talking, right? Mr. Gainiac here. But, a lot of that percussive stuff that Eddie did, especially with Mean Street and a lot of other stuff that he did, like 5150, I heard him play that a little bit. And I was sitting there going, yep, played it well. But definitely have to change the gain a little bit because Eddie's stuff wasn't super overly gained, and he's a very percussive player, and he had that shuffle, and I think if you have too much gain in Van Halen stuff, especially the earlier stuff, it just kind of covers up all the nuance, and it just, takes away some of that staccato feel that that stuff had. So, and I think over time, during the practice sessions, Joe's a smart guy. He'll figure all that out. I have faith in him. I'm not worried about it. And you got to remember, Joe is a soloist. He's mainly a solo player. He plays a couple riffs, kicks in the song, and then as soon as a couple measures are going by, he just goes in and starts shredding his ass off. And that's pretty much what he does, and that's what he's set up to do. And when you take somebody from that kind of arena and put them in the Van Halen arena where he's going to be playing mostly rhythms and then some leads, he's going to have to make some adjustments. And like I said, I think he will. He'll get it. I mean, we just got to give him a little bit of time. So I hope people stop dunking on Joe. He's an amazing guy, amazing talent, and he's done way more for the music community and the guitar community than a lot of these guys, than any of these guys that are dunking on him have ever done. So let's show him a little respect. And quick announcement, pretty soon here, I'm going to do something for you guys. So anybody who has purchased any of my packs, what would be cool is if you can upload a video of you playing anything you want with any of my preset packs that you've purchased, whether it's one of your songs to a backing track or some riffs, and do a little testimonial about you know, your experience with the packs that I've made. I would really appreciate that very much, and I'll be announcing that and all the details on next Sunday's live stream. So stay tuned for that, and I think that would be a lot of fun. So anyways, well, that about covers today's episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I actually had a lot of fun doing this one. I kind of miss doing this, so I'll try to keep these more on the regular on Mondays for you guys from here on out, but I will miss some from time to time because life happens. Anyways, well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and thanks to all my subscribers and Patreon supporters. I really couldn't do this without you guys, and thank you to everyone who's been purchasing the preset packs for the Quad Cortex, the KEMPER and the Tonex, and on Line 6's site, my Line 6 stuff as well. Really appreciate you guys. And if you do play any of those units, go to my website, link below, tonewars.com, and get some awesome sounding guitar tones for Quad Cortex, for Tonex, and for the KEMPER. I know you'll like them. I've been getting a lot of good reports back from people, and I really appreciate people doing that. And one more thing, if you haven't subscribed, please do, and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I either go live or come out with another episode. I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.